Everyone. Good evening. Welcome to UGCNet Sociology sessions. So today we are going to discuss some PYQs from this unit 4, Rural and Urban Transformations. Okay. So we have already studied this unit in detail for uh, I think we took several classes for this unit. So it is a very important unit in which we discuss about different factors of rural society and urban society. Okay. And we also discussed about the topics like rural urban migration. So in this unit also one topic which you must give importance is census data. Okay. You can also expect lots of questions from that part also, census. Okay, so these are some of the major points which you have to refer from this unit. So now let's discuss some previous year questions which was asked from this unit in the previous year examinations. Okay, so without further delay, let's start the class. Okay, so this is the first question. Okay, so independence must begin at the bottom. Thus, every village will be a republic or panchayat having full power. So it is a statement. Okay, so you should identify who gave this statement or whose words are this. Okay, so the statement is that independence must begin at the bottom. So every village will be a republic or panchayat having full powers. So before answering this question, while reading the statement itself, I'm sure that at least for some of you, the name of a person must have, came into your mind. So in this statement, some key words are bottom, or like we can say grass level. Bottom means grass level or root level. So that is a keyword. That keyword is associated with which person? So that is the right answer. Okay. So think like that. Which person is associated with grassroots level development? Or which person is related to panchayat, panchayati raj? So topics like that. So that will be our right answer. So here we have four options. S.C. Dubey, B.R. Ambedkar, Mahatma Gandhi and Jyoti Rao Phule. Among these four persons who gave this statement. Okay. So let's check the right answer. So the right answer is Mahatma Gandhi. Okay. So that's what I said. Mahatma Gandhi is the person who, talked a lot about grassroots level development or independence, or he's the person who said that independence must begin at the bottom. So that is the keyword. Okay. So the right answer is Mahatma Gandhi. Okay. So now let's move to our next question, which is, sorry, before that, so this is that book which Mahatma Gandhi gave this statement. Okay, so in this book, India of My Dreams of Mahatma Gandhi, he gave this statement or he talked about this, especially in this unit or in this part, 25th part of this book. And the 25th part is Panchayati Raj. So this part of this book starts with this statement. Okay, so this book is available online. The PDF of this book is available online. You just have to, type this title in Google. You will get the PDF of this book. And if you check, you can see that this 25th part of this book starts with this particular statement. Okay, I hope it is clear. So now let's move to our next question, which is, what does the term gentrification imply? What is the meaning of the word gentrification? Okay, and the options are option A, aestheticizing the city, option B, upgrading housing to suit middle class taste, option C, upper class mobility, and option D, creating a world-class city. Among this, what is the proper definition of the term gentrification? Okay, we also discussed about this term in our classes, previous classes. So now let's check the answer. And the right answer is option B. Gentrification means upgrading housing to suit middle class taste. Okay, that is what gentrification is. So, gentrification is a demographic and economic shift that displaces established working class communities and communities of color in favor of wealthier newcomers and real estate development companies. Okay, so gentrification, it is a demographic and economic shift. And gentrification means when, to a place or to a community, when new people who are more wealthier than the already settled people or already native people, when new wealthier people come to a particular area, the people who were already living there, or the people like working class communities or the communities of color, they will get displaced by the newcomers or wealthier newcomers. So this process of a demographic shift or an economic shift is known as gentrification. Okay, we discussed about this in our class, like when wealthier communities or wealthier people come to live in a new place, the price of the land will get increased. Okay, so like that, prices of buildings or rent will increase. So in this situation, working class people could not afford rent in a huge, or they cannot afford a huge price of rent or anything like that. So they will get displaced due to this. So this process is known as gentrification. Okay. Okay. So these all are very important terms related to rural societies and urban societies. So like this, you can find a lot of different processes or terms related to urban societies and rural societies, which is really important. Okay, you should know the at least what is the basic meaning of each of these terms. You should know. Okay. Now let's move to the next question, which is which committee is related to population policy? Okay, among these four options, which committee is related to or which committee is associated with population policy? Okay, and the options are option A, Swaminathan Committee, option B, Kothari Committee, option C, Tulsi Committee, and option D, Lindo Committee. Okay, in this question, I think all of you might be, familiar with Kothari Commission or Kothari Committee, because in paper one also you study about this Kothari Commission. In paper two also, in sociology also, when we talk about education policy and all, we will study about Kothari Commission. So that one must be, familiar with you. But among these four options, which committee is related to population policy? That is our question. So now itself you can remove Kothari committee from our options, because we know it is related to education and all. So from the remaining three options, you have to decide or you have to identify which one is related to population policy. Okay, now let's check the answer. The right answer is Swaminathan Committee. Okay. So, Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, it is related to he is related to the National Population Policy. Okay, it was headed by, that committee was headed by Dr. M.S. Swaminathan. That is why it is known as the Swaminathan Committee. And as a result of that committee, the National Population Policy was passed in 2000. Okay, then Kothari Commission, which is also known as National Education Commission. Okay, and who was the chairman of that commission? Daulat Singh Kothari. That's why National Education Commission is also known as Kothari Commission. Okay, then the other option was Lindo Committee, which was related to student union elections. Okay, so our right answer is Swaminathan Committee. Now, let's move to our next question. Robert Redfield has studied on which type of community? Okay, Robert Redfield studied about which type of community? And the options are little community, urban community, industrial community, and modern community. Okay, among this four, to which one Robert Redfield is associated with? Okay, now let's check the right answer. The right answer is little community. Okay, so this is also very familiar question. Like Robert Redfield, whenever we hear the term little community, we associate it with Robert Redfield. It is a very simple and common question. So, little community, the concept of little community was introduced by Robert Redfield itself in his work, The Little Community and Peasant Society. Okay, so Redfield introduced the term little community in his book, The Little Community and Peasant Society, published in 1955. So, using this term or in this book, he contrasted or like he compared the concepts of little community with the great society. Okay, so he was actually doing a comparison between little community and the great society in this book. Then, what is a little community? So, a little community, as the term itself, little community, which means it is a small community or a localized social group. Okay, localized means something which developed in a local area. So, it is a small or something which exists inside a local area or in a small place. So, little community is a small localized social group. And what are the features of this little community? Face to face interactions. Okay. So all the members of this community have face to face interactions because it is a very small localized group and all the members, see each other or meet with each other almost every day. So they have a face to face interactions and they have shared norms or they share the societal norms, which means since they are living in the same place or living in the same society or living in the same area, they share their societal norms. And also they have a strong sense of solidarity. Okay. The members of a little community have a strong unity among them. Okay. So these are the characteristics of a little community. And these little communities are often found in rural areas or small town cities in which everyone knows each other. Isn't it like when we go to a village, we know that almost every members of that village knows each other. But when we go to a city or an urban place, the situation is very different. Even, in some places, even the neighbors don't even know who is living next door. So like that in cities, the situation is very different. But in rural areas, almost everyone know, other people who are living in that village. So this kind of little communities are often found in rural areas or small town settings where everyone knows each other. And social life revolves around personal relationships and mutual assistance. We can find a sense of dependence in rural areas, like people people have a strong relationship with each other. For example, when we go to a village, we can see that like people asking money for loan from each other, like uh, not only money, we can see that people asking for rice or food grains or something like that. If someone run out of salt, they will suddenly go to the neighbor's house and ask for some salt. So like that, people people have a strong interpersonal relationship in these little communities, and they have a mutual assistance. Okay, and the members of a little community typically share common values, traditions, and cultural practices. Okay, so these are the features of little community. Now let's go to our next question. So this is the next question. Who has focused on post-industrial society? So we know lots of thinkers or sociologists have talked about post-industrial society or studied about post-industrial society, but here you have to find out from this four options which one focused on post-industrial society. Okay, and the options are option A, Saint Simon, option B, Robert Redfield, option C, Daniel Bell, and option D, Oscar Lewis. Among this, who focused on post-industrial society? Okay, okay. Now let's check the answer. So the right answer is Daniel Bell. Okay, that is also very simple question. We know Daniel Bell focused on post-industrial society, and he was famous for his contributions to the study of post-industrialism. He gave a lot of contributions to or contributions related to post-industrialism, and he was well known as one of the leading American intellectuals of the post-war era. Okay, and these are some of his famous works or three of his major works: The End of Ideology, The Coming of Post-Industrial Society, and The Cultural Contradictions of Capitalism. Okay, so these three are his major books. So the right answer is Daniel Bell. Okay, okay, just a second. Okay, so now let's move to our next question. So this is a arrangement question. You have to arrange these states given here according to their level of urbanization in descending order as per the census 2011. So in order to answer this question, you should you must know the data related to 2011 census. Okay, so according to the census 2011 results, you have to arrange these states according to their level of urbanization in descending order. So in descending order means at first the state having highest rate of urbanization should come first. Then after that, so like that you should arrange these states in a descending order. Okay, and you have to find the right answer from the codes given here. Okay. Okay, so now let's check the right answer. The right code is option 1, B, C, E, D, A. Okay, so first comes B. Option B is Tamil Nadu. So Tamil Nadu, from this five states, Tamil Nadu is the state having highest rate of urbanization. After that, it's option C, which is Gujarat. Okay, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat. Then after that, Punjab, then Haryana, and last Himachal Pradesh. Okay, so this is the correct order according to these options. Okay, so among this, Tamil Nadu has the highest level of urbanization, and Himachal Pradesh has the lowest level of urbanization among these states. Okay, not the no. This doesn't mean that Tamil Nadu has the highest rate of urbanization in India. We are talking only about these options given here. Okay, now let's check what is the right answers. So this is the actual list. Okay, so according to this list, Delhi has the highest urbanization rate according to 2011 census. So the urbanization rate was 97.5%. So if you look here, we can see the states which were in our question. Tamil Nadu comes in 6th position, and Tamil Nadu's rate of urbanization is 48.5. Okay, and after that we had Gujarat in our options. Gujarat comes in 9th position, and its urbanization rate was 42.6. And after that we had Punjab in 11th position, 37.5 percentage. After that we had Haryana in 13th position, 34.8 percentage. And then our last option was Himachal Pradesh, and here in the list also Himachal Pradesh's position is 32nd, and the urbanization rate was only 10%. Okay, so please save this list and study it very well. Okay, it is really important. Now let's move to our next question. Okay, so that is also a similar question. This is also a similar question to the previous one. So the question is, which two of the following are the cleanest cities of India as per the Government of India survey of 2023. So the actual PYQ was a little bit old one. I think the actual question was asked in 2022 or 2021 examination, and the question was actually about the 2021 survey. But now we have data from 2023 survey, which is currently valid. So of course they'll only ask about 2023 data. They won't ask about 2021 data. Okay, so I have added 2023 instead of 2021. So here you have to answer according to the 2023 data of Government of India, which two are the cleanest cities of India. And the options are Chandigarh, Indore, Navi Mumbai and Surat. Among these four, you have to find out the two cleanest cities of India as per 2023 reports. You have to find the right answer from these options given here. Okay, so this is the right answer. Option 1, which is B and D. B is Indore and D is Surat. Okay, so these two are the cleanest cities of India as per the Government of India survey of 2023. Okay, here also you can see a list. So this list shows the Swachh Sarvekshan survey, or the survey related to or the survey about finding the cleanest states or arranging the cities in order of their cleanliness. Okay, so in this list, the city in the first position is Indore and the second is Surat. Okay, so this list is also really important, and this is a list, arranging the cities in a descending order of cleanliness. Okay, so first two positions are occupied by Indore and Surat. That is our right answer. Now, I think it is clear. Let's move to our next question. A mega city is one whose population. What is the population of a mega city? And the options are option A, 15 million or more. Option B, 10 million or more. Option C, 5 million or more. And option D, 1 million or more. What is the population of a mega city? Let's check the right answer. The right answer is 10 million or more. Okay, a mega city is a place which has a population more than 10 million or more than 10 million. Okay, so 10 million means 1 crore, or 10 million is equal to 1 crore. Okay, so usually the population of a mega city is 1 crore or more than 1 crore. Okay, and a major example is Kolkata in India. Kolkata is the largest urban area to be considered as a megalopolis. Okay, I hope it is clear. Let's move to our next question. Which of the following scholars has emphasized the term underclass? Okay, among these three scholars, which one of the following scholars has emphasized the term underclass? Okay, and the scholars given are J. Goldthorpe, M. Savage, and C. Murray. So you have to find the right answer from the options given here. Is it J. Goldthorpe only, or is it M. Savage only, or is it both Goldthorpe and Savage, or is it only C. Murray? What is the right answer? Okay, let's check the right answer. The right answer is fourth option, which is C only. C is C. Murray. So the scholar who has emphasized the term underclass is Murray. Okay. So Charles Murray, C. Murray means Charles Murray. It is his underclass. Okay. So Murray talked about, or he focused on the concept of underclass, and this concept of underclass means it refers to a segment of society characterized by persistent poverty, social dysfunction, and dependency on welfare. Okay, underclass means when a society, when a segment of, just a second, yeah, yeah, when a segment of society or a particular society always depend on welfare schemes, and when a society is always, always have poverty and social dysfunction, that kind of a uh, society is known as underclass. Okay, and Murray argues that this underclass is different from the broader poor population because of its long-term reliance on government assistance, high rates of crime, single-parent households, and low levels of education and employment. Okay, so according to Murray, this underclass and the general poor population is not same; they are different. What are the major features of this underclass? This underclass societies usually relies on government assistance for a long time. Okay, they depend on welfare schemes for a long time, and this underclasses have high rates of crime, have high numbers of single parent households, and have low levels of education and employment. Okay, and Murray suggests that these factors create a cycle of poverty and social problems that are resistant to traditional interventions. Okay, so because of all these reasons, like low levels of education, employment, high rates of crime, because of all these reasons, these societies or these underclass societies always remains as underclass, and this is like a cyclic process. They will always remain as underclass. Okay, so that is Murray's concept of underclass. Next question. Which village was studied by Andre Bittale in his work on caste, class, and power? Okay, and the options are Sripuram, Rampura, Mohana, and Kubbapete. Among these four options, Andre Bittale studied which village in his work, caste, class, and power? Okay, let's check the right answer. And the right answer is Sripuram. This Sripuram, Rampura, and all are very familiar to sociology students, isn't it? We study about this in almost every paper. So it is a very simple question. Okay. Anyway, let's check the answer. So Sripuram, which is a place in Tamil Nadu, and Andrew Bettin studied about Sripuram. Then what about Rampura? That is another important village in rural sociology. So Rampura is a place in Mysore, which was studied by M.N. Srinivas. Then Mohana is a place in Uttar Pradesh, which was studied by D.N. Majumdar. Then Kumbapete is a place in Tamil Nadu, which was studied by Kadli Go. Is it clear? Okay. Now let's move to our next question. Next question. Who emphasized the significance of the dialectical model in studying rural society? Okay, who gave importance to dialectical model in studying rural society? And the options are A.B. Mukherjee, Ramkrishna Mukherjee, Sudipta Mukherjee, and P.N. Mukherjee. Every option is a Mukherjee. So, there are chances for you to get confused. Okay, but you have to pay attention and try to remember the exact answer. Okay, don't confuse between different Mukherjees. That is really important. Okay, so let's check the right answer. And the right answer is Ram Krishna Mukherjee. Okay, it is Ram Krishna Mukherjee who gave importance to the dialectical model in studying rural society. So, Ramakrishna Mukherjee's dialectical model is a framework which is used in the field of organization and management studies. And this model suggests that change in organizations occurs through the interaction of opposing forces like stability and change or individual and group interest. So, according to this dialectical model, the interaction between these opposing forces is the thing which uh, create changes in organizations. Okay, so the concept of dialectical model was emphasized by Ram Krishna Mukherjee. Now, next question. Who wrote the book Policy, Poverty and Politics in Madras Slums? Who wrote this book? And the options are J.W. Dewitt, Vineet Mukhija, Robert Newworth and M.S. Dadave. Let's check the right answer. And the right answer is J.W. Dewitt. Okay, he wrote this book, Policy, Poverty and Politics in Madras Slums, and the book was originally published in 1996. Okay. Next question. Who is the author of the book Sociology of Slums? Another book related to urban sociology. Who is the author of this book Sociology of Slums? And we have four options. J.W. Dewitt, Vineet Mukhija, Robert Newworth, and M.S. Thadav. Among this, who is the author of the book Sociology of Slums? Let's check the right answer. And the right answer is Thadave, M.S. Thadave. Okay. And the book was originally published in 1989. Okay, is it clear? Sociology of Slums, written by M.S. Thadave and was published in 1989. Simple. Okay. Try to remember this. Now, let's move to the next question. That is also a question related to book and author. Who is the author of the book Village, Caste, Gender and Method? And the options are Radha Kamal Mukherjee, G.S. Kure, B.R. Ambedkar and M.N. Srinivas. Who is the author of the book Village, Caste, Gender and Method? Okay, let's check the right answer. And the right answer is M.N. Srinivas. Okay, so he wrote the book Village, Caste, Gender and Method, which was published in 1996. Shall we move to the next question? Okay, let's move to the next question, which is who wrote the book The Land Problems of India? That is also another book. So here you can see that you can expect a lot of questions related to this author and books, because we can find a lot of books related to urban sociology and rural sociology. Okay, so you can expect questions like, that questions in boxes like four authors, four books, and you have to match the following. You do match the following. So you can expect one or two questions from this unit itself, like urban sociology itself. So it is really, really important for you to study all those books. So one thing which you can do is that just list the names of major urban sociologists and major rural sociologists, and then you can list down major books of each of those urban sociologist and rural sociologist. Then you will be familiar with the names of the books. Then if they ask a question like this, you can easily answer the questions. Okay, so since this time, most of you must be a little bit worried, because the question, they are introducing a lot of changes. The question, the exam itself is changing. It's changing. So you must be worried. So without worrying, one thing you can do is that get do preparations beforehand. Like you can note down or take notes like this. It's a very simple thing for you to do. Like you can list down the name of major thinkers. Okay, so on the left side of the paper, you can list down the name of the thinkers. On the right side, straight to the names, you can write major concepts of those thinkers, and at least three or four books of those thinkers. So then you will have a proper note for studying all the thinkers. Then you just have to refer to it. It would be very easy for you to study. So in this case also, you can create a table including uh, different urban and rural sociologists and their major works. Okay, so here back to our question. Our question was, who was the author of the book The Land Problems of India? And the options are Radha Kamal Mukherjee, G.S. Kure, B.R. Ambedkar and M.N. Srinivas. Let's check the right answer. And the right answer is Radha Kamal Mukherjee. Okay, and the book was published in 1933. Okay, now and let's move to the next question. The question is, conurbation means. What is the meaning of the word conurbation? And the options are a cluster of cities and towns forming a continuous network. Option B, a confluence of different cultures. Option C, a process by which identities are formed. And option D, none of the above. What is the meaning of conurbation? Let's check the answer. And the right answer is option A. A conurbation is a cluster. Cluster means we can say a bunch of or a collection of cities and towns forming a continuous network. That is a conurbation. Okay, so different cities and towns together form a network, and that network is known as conurbation. Is it clear? I hope it is clear. So that is the term conurbation. Now let's move to our next question. Which is the largest form of urban life today? Okay, largest form of urban life. You know, you are familiar with urban forms like metropolis, megalopolis, and mega city, and like that. So among that, which is the largest form of urban life today? And the options are edge city, option B megalopolis, option C metropolis, and option D none of the above. Okay, let's check the right answer. And the right answer is megalopolis. Okay, so that is megalopolis is the largest form of urban life today. Okay. Okay, so megalopolis, it is a vast urban region formed by the convergence of several large cities or metropolitan areas. So how a megalopolis is formed? It is formed by the uh, connection, or it is formed by the uh, it is a collection of several large cities or metropolitan areas. Okay, so several large cities or metropolitan areas together is known as a megalopolis. It is a vast or very big urban region. Okay, and what are the major features of a megalopolis? Extensive transportation network. They have high-end uh, or extensive transportation networks, significant economic activities or important economic activities happens inside this megalopolis areas, and dense populations. Okay, people are densely living, or these megalopolis areas are densely populated areas. Okay, so these are the major features of a megalopolis, and it is the what it is the largest form of urban life today. Okay. Okay. Next question. Relative poverty refers to. What is relative poverty? Poverty of the people who are relatively marginalized. Option B. Deprivation of resources that is life threatening. Option C. Deprivation of some people in relation to those who have more. And option D. None of the above. You have to read these options carefully. Okay. Okay, let's check the right answer. And the right answer is option C. Relative poverty means deprivation of some people in relation to those who have more. Which means that we can find two concepts like absolute poverty and relative poverty. Okay. So absolute poverty means it shows a set income threshold. Okay, it shows a set income threshold below which individuals cannot afford basic necessities like food, shelter, and clothing. Okay, so absolute poverty means it shows a particular level of income, and people coming under that income level, they cannot afford basic necessities like food or clothing or anything like that. So it is a set threshold, like it shows an absolute level of income under which people coming under that level, they cannot afford any basic amenities. But relative poverty is something which we get by comparing. Okay, it is something which is relative. Okay, and this how is this relative poverty is measured? This relative poverty is measured in comparison to the average income or standard of living within a particular society or community. Okay, for example, let's take a particular community for let's say housing colony we can see. So in a housing colony we can find people coming from different family backgrounds. So let's say there are five families in that housing colony, and in that among that five families, one family's income is very low that they cannot even afford uh, their basic necessities. Like let's say the father and mother of that family is not working, and their family income is very low, so they cannot afford any basic necessities. That is absolute poverty, or that measurement is known as absolute poverty. But relative poverty means we already said that there is five houses in that housing colony, and when we compare the income or standard of living of one family with another, that comparison is known as relative poverty. Okay, so one family might be poor while comparing to another family, but in reality they might have enough income. They might have enough income to afford basic necessities and all. But when we compare them to a another family living within that particular society itself, they are in relative poverty. For example, let's take a clear example, like let's say a family having parents working as uh, let's say they are farmers. They have some chickens or something like that, and they sell eggs, so they have a decent income with which they can afford their basic necessities. They have food, they have shelter, and they can buy clothes. Okay, so uh, they have enough things, so they are not in an absolute poverty situation. But in that same community itself, there is a family whose parents working as doctors or engineers. So when we compare this farmer's family with that doctor's family, we can say this farmer's family is in relative poverty. Okay, so that is measured in comparison. We are comparing the farmer family with the doctor's family. So when we compare them with each other, we can say this farmer's family is in relative poverty. But actually they are not in poverty. They are not in absolute poverty. They can actually afford basic necessities. Okay, so that is the concept of absolute poverty and relative poverty. So it's about being poor in relation to the people around you rather than an absolute measure of deprivation. Okay, so that is the concept. I hope it is clear. Okay, next question. Urban oriented development programs generated urban centered employment, which resulted in, you have to fill the gap. Okay, so urban oriented development programs. These urban oriented development programs have generated employment in urban areas. And this increased employment opportunities in urban areas resulted in what kind of migration? Okay, and the options are rural to urban migration, urban to rural to urban migration, and urban to urban migration. Sorry, I made a little mistake here. No, actually, the question in the question paper was the options in the question paper was also like this. They have actually repeated two options, but the right answer itself is this: rural to urban migration, which is obvious because when job opportunities increase in urban areas, of course, people from rural areas migrate to urban areas. That is the right answer, but they have repeated same option twice. Okay, but the right answer is rural to urban migration. When job opportunities increase in urban areas, people would migrate from rural areas to urban areas. Okay, next question. What proportion of India's population live in urban areas according to 2011 census. Okay, this is also another question related to census data, 2011 census. And the options are around one fourth, around one third, around one half, and around one. So in this question, they are not asking about an actual answer, but it's just an assumption or approximate answer. Okay, we have to find the option which is, we can say very close to the right answer here. The right answer is around one third. So according to the 2011 census, I think almost 31 point something percentage of total population, or 32 percentage of total population were living in urban areas. So which comes almost one third of total population, or we can say two-third of total population. So among these four options, the option which is very close to the right answer is option B, which is around one third. So here also we can mark it as the right answer. You will get mark. Okay. Okay. So that's it for today. So today we discussed some of the PYQs from the unit 4, rural and urban transformations. Okay. So one thing which I'm again reminding you is that you have to refer to 2011 census data. Census data is really important. You can find it free, you can find it free online. Just you have to search it online. You will get census data, and you should go through it, and you should try to remember important data of 2011 census. That is really crucial in this unit. Okay, this year also you can expect questions. And other than that, you should study different concepts related to rural societies and urban societies. You should study major thinkers associated with rural sociology and urban sociology, major concepts of those thinkers, major books written by those thinkers. Then you should study about different forms of urban society like metropolis, megalopolis, what are the actual populations of these areas, like each of these areas. Okay. Then another important topic which comes under this unit is migration. Rural to urban migration, urban to rural migration. You should also study about migration also. Okay. So these are the major topics or areas which you have to cover in this unit. So other than that, you should also try to, practice more PYQs and MCQs. And you're almost, close to your examinations. So this is the last few days for you to practice as much as PYQs and MCQs and all, and do your revision. So all the very best for your examinations. So see you in another class. Until then,